Folks, the origin of today's video is a simple one. I asked you a question, you answered said question, and here we are. But what exactly are we here for, you ask? Well, none other than a very appropriate set of 7 new, very interesting boss drops, everyone. Heavily featured in the complete overhaul mod that is Uncompromising mode, something that we have been playing ourselves, mind you. These new toys have been things that I have indeed encountered in that series, but I myself have not gotten around to using, and that is something I cannot stand anymore. From lava slobs of superheated magma to gore and things with our horn, something tells me we're gonna have some fun today. And by the way, I haven't used them in our Let's Play series because I've been doing other things. I haven't used them because we can't actually use them without doing something a little specific. And that's talking to our long-lost friend, Wilton, everybody. If we find this particular skull somewhere in the world, we can activate something called the Veteran's Curse. And, well, let's just say this thing gives you 2 warnings, everybody, and you should probably heed them. As here is what the Veteran's Curse does to an already difficult mod. Makes it to where we take 20% more damage overall from literally everything, and our hunger drains 20% faster as well. So, yeah, if you're going into this legit, good luck. But for us here today, folks, it's all about having some fun. And first up to bat, our big fluffy pal, Bearger. As you can see, kind of already has some new things to him, don't he? But if we were to kill him, he would drop his normal nonsense, of course, but looky, Bearger's Claw, everybody. Boom, equip it, let's talk it. For one thing, everyone, it is an infinite durability shovel, which is phenomenal. For another, we can be just like our fluffy friend and do a little, boulder tossing, everybody. Doesn't do all that much, I gotta say. I thought it was gonna do a little more than that. I kind of spawned a little too more in. By the way, I'm seeing all these things for the first time with you, because I feel like that's appropriate. Ooh, okay, so it feels like, let's see, can I see a good thing? Deals about 20 damage each, might be able to hit more. They all have their own little area of effect. It takes a while. I do actually like that it takes a while. It kind of makes it more of a utility sort of deal. Ooh, okay. You do gotta aim it though. You definitely do gotta aim. Oh, does it have a little cooldown? Might have a cooldown. Ah, you gotta move away from where you've done it before. Got it, okay. But like I said, folks, I want genuine reactions because I haven't done any of this in my own series. I'm gonna see these things for the first time right with you. Oh, here's a question. Do these count as work? No, they do not. Okay, might have forgot that Tree Guardians have knockback now, but I just wanted to test to see if this thing was also a melee weapon, and it indeed is, everybody. 10 damage each time. Got it. And there we go, folks. Bearger's Claw weapon from Uncompromising mode. Not the easiest thing to use, I gotta say. But if you aim it well, it's gonna be great for horde-type mobs. And while this most certainly will not be one of the first ones you encounter, heck, even the Bearger one's gonna come in the second autumn, we're just gonna go in order of what the mod pages say, with none other than the Crab King's Crab Claw. Now, I would have introduced this by showing part of the fight, but, well, the fight hasn't changed at all. That said, there is a configuration option to make it when you destroy his claws, he takes some damage, but that's about it. But while the fight itself might not be any more interesting than it already is in base Don't Starve Together, what it drops in Uncompromising mode is the Crab Claw automatically deals 40 damage. But if I were to open this thing, oh my, everybody, it looks like we can have some fun with some gem socketing. And would you look at that? They even socket the suckers in the sprite itself. Beautiful. An overall note to make though, folks. Whatever gems you socket are gonna increase this thing's damage by 5. For a total of 60 damage a hit. that ain't bad. And with red gems socketed, everybody, we get health over time. And the more gems you have in, the better it is. It starts with like 0.2, goes to 0.4, then to 0.6, to 0.8 per hit. Not bad. Not bad at all. But make note though, it does not last forever. These things do have uses to them, and it makes sense. You're gonna wanna play around with this thing. This should come as no surprise, everybody. Blue gems are going to freeze mobs eventually, unless you unfreeze them by hitting them too much. Come on, come on, come on. Boom, bada, bang. And of course, the more gems you put into it, the more effective said freeze damage is gonna be. Every purple gem socketed gives you a 10% chance to spawn a shadow tentacle, up to 40% per hit. Not bad at all. For green gems, you're just gonna have to pay attention to the actual green gems over in this little column here, because for each of them, they give you a chance to not waste durability per hit. I like that one, actually. You mix and match with some of the others, you'll be off to the races. Probably best with the health regen one. Oh, this is a neat little twist. For the orange gems, they first start out with reducing the speed of any mob you hit by 20%. If you socket all four, 50% decrease in movement speed. Okay, like I said, it's just a twist on the usual. We gain speed, but as you can see, doesn't last very long. Yellow gems are like red gems, everybody, only instead of gaining health, we actually gain sanity per hit. I like it. And as far as I can tell, iridescent gems make it to where any of the other gems socketed in the fourth spot get a bonus. So the more iridescent gems you put, the better, to a max of 3. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, just take this as an example. I only socketed one red gem, but I'm actually getting the same effect as if I had all 4. So yeah, I can see using iridescent gems like this, especially because iridescent gems are kind of easier to get in uncompromising mode now. But for some of the effects, this is not really going to be all that great. But there you have it, folks. The new drop from the Crab King. A boss that desperately needs an official new drop, I might add. Next up, the Cursed Antler, everybody. Coming from one of the, I think, 4 different Deerclopses. Yeah. I've only seen 2 of these, and I'm kind of ashamed that we didn't get to fight this Glacier Wall Arena dude. We ourselves killed the blue-eyed laser guy, which is kind of fun, but these other ones seem really, really interesting. But all 3 are gonna drop the same thing. Now this thing is one you gotta pay attention to, and you have to use strategically, folks. You might look at it and say, not gonna do much. And you might go for a first hit and realize, wait a minute, what is it doing? And why is it not doing anything anymore? Well, that's because it needs to charge. If you don't let this thing charge, all it's gonna do is be a spear. That's it. But if you let this thing cool down for about 5 seconds, you're gonna notice that it will deal 100 damage, as well as an area of effect ice attack that will deal 35 damage to 34, to things around the main target, and potentially even freeze them. To hopefully show it all off a little better, here's a small group of spiders. Boom, the first guy gets hit for 100. Some of the others, actually seems like the range on that area of effect is not super duper great. Get hit by that 34 damage, as well as that ice attack. All right, let's see if I can go ahead and do this. Boom, okay, if the guy had a little more health, he probably would have been frozen right there. It's interesting, it's definitely interesting. I mean, it's very, very situational, though. But hey, if you can wait 5 seconds in a fight and get 100 damage over and over again, I mean, sure, why not? Yeah, it's alright. Nothing too special, honestly. Maybe increase the range of the area of effectiveness. Not by much, but a little bit. Because there were times where guys were standing right next to my main target, and they just didn't get hit. So, yeah, kind of feels like a waste of 5 seconds. But hey, we're literally walking around with an antler from Deerclops. We'll take it. But our next showcase, you ask? Well, it's dropping from what might be one of the hardest bosses in the game now. the Moose Goose, everybody. Simply because of that jump attack. It is so bad, let me tell you. Oh, but it ain't just gonna be the natural Mama Moose dropping this new item, everybody. Say hello to the Mother Goose. Give me a second here, and you'll start to see the difference, everybody. Oh my goodness gracious. Mother Moose Goose now spawns tornadoes, everybody. But this and that will be what leads to this. The feather frock, everyone. And just like the Crab King's weapon from before, we can socket some feathers to give this thing a little boost. Now, interestingly enough, everybody, when you socket this thing with any feathers and you first use it, you do a teensy tiny little area of effect damage thing and get yourself a 50% speed boost. It doesn't last long, and you can tell the cooldown by hearing the Moose Goose honk and getting a little divining rod thing above your head. The thing is, though, each and every feather also does its very own thing. So instead of just doing the usual area of effect damage, when you socket a jet feather, you're also going to be dealing straight up 30 damage every time you use this thing. Okay, good start. Again, on top of the area of effect damage and increase in speed for a short time, if you use a crimson feather, boom. You set things around you on fire. This one kind of surprises me a little bit because I find Azure feathers to be very, very easy to farm. But if you use it, you deal 80 damage to things that are around you. Ooh, that seems like a lot. Saffron feathers are pretty interesting, everybody. Use it and you can shock things all around you for a couple seconds, actually, dealing some damage over time. Oh, and by the way, I should definitely mention that whatever you have socketed, if you get hit with the feather frock on, you also activate its ability. So all the other feathers I mentioned before, make note of that. Now, this here's a fun one, everybody. Down feathers spawn mini tornadoes, just like weather panes, and yes, it does deal damage to trees and mobs alike. And last but certainly not least, Melbatross feathers, folks. Use it, you deal a lot of damage, just like Azure feathers, but you also go absolutely zooming for a few seconds. Whoo, okay. I like it. Yup, I'm gonna say it. The feather frock is by far the best one so far. At least in my opinion. It's fun, it's unique, and it has utility. I'm all for it. Hey look everybody, it's the Ancient Guardian with all sorts of, arena-based mechanics before Clay ever did it themselves. Yeah. This guy though has his own new drop as well, everybody. As well as maybe even a better fight than what Clay did, but, we'll talk about that maybe another day. In fact, he actually has 2 new drops, so maybe we will indeed talk about the uncompromising mode Ancient Guardian soon enough. But what we're here for is the gore horn, everybody. So as I understand it, you can eventually run in a straight line, get yourself a shield, run into structures and mobs to deal 150 damage each time. And you destroy structures instantly, no matter the structure, and again, 150 damage if you can get the run up and line things up correctly. Look at that, you even get yourself your own little horn. It starts making music in the background. That's actually really, really neat. It does have a bit of durability, but it has nothing to do with actual durability, everybody. It has everything to do with just how much you can charge at any given time. You see, now I can't really sustain all that much charge because it's going down. Yep, simple enough, honestly. So on to our next Veteran's Curse gift of the day, and appropriately, it's coming from Evil Santa himself. Once again, the fight really hasn't changed unless you want to enrage the sucker. If you enrage him, he gets a full heal no matter what, but a guaranteed Krampus sack drop. Is it worth it? Absolutely not. But hey, to each their own. But what he drops is worth it, everybody. The Knotlock. You don't have to kill Enraged Claws for it. No. Regular Claws is fine. And what this thing does is that if you are wearing it, you can actually hit twice in a row. Don't worry if you didn't notice it that first time, I'll do it again. Make note, Spear 34 damage, but you're gonna see some things dealing 17 damage. That's that second hit I'm talking about. Every weapon you use now hits twice technically, with the second hit dealing half damage. That's really useful in increasing DPS overall. Whoo! Okay, yeah. Feather Frock and this thing. I like them both. But our last item of the day, everybody, is coming from two sources that are technically the same source, but don't worry, I'll explain it in a little bit. Say hello to Wilting Dragonfly. Technically, don't starve Dragonfly, everyone, because in uncompromising mode, this girl tends to leave her boss arena to come to get us directly. And, well, let's just say she has a new trick up her sleeve, and it's not fun. But you have a choice. You either wait till summer to fight Wilting Dragonfly there, or you just take down the normal Dragonfly, which has also had some changes, like knockback in her main attack, and her larva can explode walls, meaning we can't really counter a larva anymore. But at the end of the day, whatever you choose, you will get the slobber lobber. By far the one with the greatest name. But once again, perhaps not the easiest utility. Here's how this works. You cast a spell, it breaks up into a bunch of lava pools, and while yeah, you deal a lot of damage to a lot of things, you still gotta aim it at like a big group to make it worth it. I don't see how this is really gonna help against, you know, anything too big, but hey, I might stand corrected. Its one other downside might be that it has a 13-second cooldown. Yeah, not great. Also, you yourself can get hurt by these things and get slowed by these things. So, you know, don't, because like I said, the thing does deal a lot of damage. So, aim it well, you'll be good. It's very fun. And there you have it, everyone. A rundown of all 7 uncompromising mode, Veterans Curse difficulty, boss drop, weapons, and gear. Pretty interesting. I have absolutely no idea if I'm going to actually get to them in our legit series, so I'm very happy to have shown them off here today. And I gotta say, some of them are actually really thought out and really cool. I would not mind having some new official boss drops in this game. So if Clay is taking any notes, and with the recent updates I'm pretty sure they are, perhaps they can take a page out of some of these books. So thanks again to all those who work on uncompromising mode itself, and thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.